Welcome to step 2 on the Meteor game. I just want to really quickly go through a couple little things that I did. Oh, I got to erase this because this is what we're about to do. Okay, so at the end of our game, when a meteor hits our rocket ship while we're playing, then we're going to tell the rocket ship to hide. So we're going to add right now this show tag right here, right to the beginning. That's found in the looks, so the show is right there. So that way it'll always make sure that the rocket's showing it when I start the game. Okay, the next thing I did is I just moved my rocket. I found that if the game ended, the rocket wouldn't always start where it would start wherever the rocket ended off. So I went ahead and dragged the rocket to where I wanted it to start. And it won't matter the direction, even though it's kind of pointed funny. When you click the green flag, it'll automatically point towards the green flag because that's where my cursor will be. And so I'm just going to go to this spot. Well, when I drag it down there, if you remember from getting started when we did the baseball, when we move our sprite, it updates these numbers right here. So you can see that those are pretty close. They're not identical. So when you have it there, just drag that over and put it into place and then put that back. So now when I hit the green flag, you can see that he'll go back to right there before he starts coming. You can see he comes back to here. He automatically starts headed toward my cursor because my cursor's up here at the green flag, but he goes back to that spot every time. Okay? Alright, so the next thing I want to do is create a variable for time. So in order to win this game, we want to get the highest score. In other words, stay alive the longest amount of time. So in here in the variables, I actually already did this, so I don't know if I'll be able to erase it or not. Anyway, so what you're going to do is you're going to click Make a Variable, and then you're going to type in time right here. Capitalize it because we're cool. And we want it for all sprites, not just for this sprite only, and then you'll click OK. So I would type in time and click OK. Now I'm not going to click OK because I already have that one made, but you will. Okay, and then you'll notice that that is checked right here. And when it's checked, it automatically checks it. It puts it right here. So if this is not checked, you can see that time is not showing on the screen. So I check it to make sure it's displayed on the game. Okay, so now we need to create a block that tells it to count the time. So every game, when the green flag is clicked, so that's I went here to the events. I am going to set my variable to 0 right at the very beginning so that it doesn't continue with the last score. So you can see right here that was my last time. So now we're going to set it to 0. So when I click that, and it shouldn't be my variable. You got to change this to time. So now when I click it, you can see it sets it to 0. Well, it's not counting up yet. I've got to teach it how to count up in time. So I'm going to I'm going to change my time, and we'll change that to time right here. And because I want a more precision time kept, I'm going to do 0.1. You could change by 0.2 if you wanted, but it wouldn't be nearly as precision. You could change it by 1 second, but that time in between, it would be hard to distinguish who was really the longest. But by breaking it to a finer score, I can see who gets the highest score. Okay, and we want that to be going on forever. Okay, so on my control, I'm going to do this in a forever loop. So forever, I want to change my time by 0.1, right? And actually, before I change it, I actually want to wait 0.1 because, so I'm going to wait 0.1, oops, 0.1, and then I'm going to change it by 0.1. And then it'll do that over and over again forever. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. So if you click on that, you can see my score is now counting up. And then later, in a little bit, when we get our meteors all built and programmed, then we will teach it to stop that time. Okay? So that's step 2. Go ahead and get it done.